Alright, how's everybody doing? This is Aubrey Smith with Orion RC. Coming to you from Navarre, Florida. Orion RC. I'm not at the track today. I'm at my little office. Gonna do a little video here real quick. Try to make it a short video on my HPI sprint2 tune. How I got my spring set up, my adjustments, just pretty much how I've got my car set up rear wheel drive to run pretty dang good. It went from a parking lot basher to a pretty good competition chassis, I think. With that Racing rear wheel drive kit, I've been really happy with it since I put it on. I had two Sprint 2s just as cars for me and my son to drive, as just cars to haul butt out in the concrete and stuff, until I really started getting into the drift side of it. And I've been extremely happy with this rear wheel drive kit. I will be converting another car, and I will be getting a YD2 and whatnot down the road. I've got a D4 over here that I'm working on, but I don't think too many people have put a tune video on Sprint 2s, so I thought maybe this would help some people that are working on converting their Sprint 2 to rear wheel drive. Try to help them out on front to rear weight balance and whatnot. So let's go over the things that I've done to mine. First I'll show you my body. It's a Pandora S13 Origin Labo. I did a fenderless kit, as well as a DemiWorks RB26 motor. The setup here is all magnets, so it clips on. I could do fenders in my front end. I run this one a lot, so the fenders and whatnot being magnet clip, it just pop off a lot, so I just run it off like this. Big shout out to Rare Arts before I get into everything. They sent me if you need anything customized for RC drifting, whatnot, any bodies, pretty much anything, look them up. Randy Beard and Tommy Lee with Rare Arts. They really take care of you. They hook you up, and they're right here in America, and their shipping is unbelievable, and they're reasonably priced. So again, big shout out to Rare Arts. And I've got another one of their tags right here in the rear, as you can see. So I really do like what they're doing. I'd love to be a part of their group one day if I could, So cut the windows out, black painted window trim. I taped it off, went with a gunmetal gray, and then just kind of flattened the fender parts. Running 9mm offset MST in the rear, 6mm offset MST in the front. Let's see. That's what the rear looks like. You can get a good look at that. Okay, running, of course, Florida tag V8 killer with a Yakomo exhaust and a SRC sideways toe straps. I really liked what they were doing there with the straps. Yakomo light buckets inside of there as well, but I didn't do lights just because I was only running rear, and I just didn't want to use up a light setup for just the rear, so I just ran it like that. That's pretty much it for my body. I tried to keep it simple. That way I could just, run the crap out of this thing, bash it, and it wouldn't destroy too much, It's built pretty good. It's all screwed in up here. It's taken a beating, and haven't had any issues so far with it falling apart. The only thing, I couldn't get this side to stay on. My bumper kept wanting, if I hit a good turn and barely clipped, it was wanting to come off. So I went ahead and installed my own little custom bullets and a little body clip. Oops, sorry. So I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Some people might not, but it's pretty cool. So, and before I get into my Sprint 2 that I got here, super soft front, we're going to take a quick look at my Tetsujin and my Pandora C80. And y'all know that's a GTR there with a Liberty Walk wide body kit, and then my Pandora C80. So, and then my two projects over here, there's my D4. So, on to the Sprint 2. Alright, we're going to get right into it so we can just get into the Sprint 2. It's a HPI Sprint 2. MST gold dot tires, run front and rear. I got DS triple Fs coming for the rear, so you get a little bit more slippery. I'm running 54% front weight, 46% back weight. All right, I added 170 grams to the front, so you could really lighten up. It's not lightening up the rear, but it's just adding more weight to the front for traction and stiffening up the rear, so you can really get this thing to slide. Hoping to get a high motor mount soon. That'll help. And then lipo, that shortened it up too, so, or lightened it up. Total weight's 1,480 grams. Running GPM dampers front and rear. I drilled the fronts from 4-hole to 8-hole cups, so you could really get a lot of response out of that. It's really soft. I've been really happy with the way it's run. Tommy Lee with Rare Arts gave me that idea, and it's worked really well. So I've been really happy with that since I drilled to 8 holes. So running super soft, extra speed springs in the front, and then medium hard, extra speed springs in the rear. All right, running 40 weight in the rear, and I'm running 10 weight in the front. Okay, let's see. Spur gears, we'll go ahead and go over to that. The motor, I did adjust spur gear and whatnot. I adjusted both of these gears. They said you're supposed to run like 5 to 1 or so. I'm running about 3.4 to 1 right now. Original was a 90 tooth. I went to an 83 tooth with a 30 tooth. 83 tooth spur gear with a 30 tooth pinion. And then I kept my pulley gear at a 15 tooth. I just installed a custom 3 racing metal one that used to go on D3s. I got it to fit. And then I installed a custom, originally this tensioner rod was supposed to be for the front right here to go for all-wheel drive. I set it up and cut it to fit for the back so I can get some tension, get it off the motor. So that worked out really well. It's actually, I've had no issues, no lag, no nothing. It's got good response, and with changing the gear ratio, she's a lot quicker off the punch. So kept the rear at 32 tooth, but it's a ball diff now, locked it. Let's see, running active toe with +1 camber in the rear, or +1 toe in the rear is what I run. Okay, but with active it'll go in. Then the rear height is at 7, front height is at 4.5, but with a lot of clearance up to 14.5 is what it'll run. My caster is 8, so when I go to full lock, as you can see, this tire sits flat, and that is really important for me. So I went to 8 on my caster, so whenever my tires go to full lock, that is literally sitting flat, so it gives you exactly what you need. All right, it's worked out really well for me. It took a little bit of adjustment. My camber now in the front is 7 to help to get it to that point. I do enjoy it. It looks good, and I tries to help bring it in because I put a 5mm spacer on the bottom Y-arm in the front to help with track width, widen the front track width to help with traction and response time on, transitioning. And then the rear is 5mm camber, and that's really just to kind of try to tuck it into the body, and to try to help with a little bit of traction right now until the DS triple F's tires come in. So motor is I'm running all Onisiki gyro, Onisiki censored speed controller, and 10.5 turn motor, a Racing hacktronic fan for the speed controller, and then a CYS 0.09 servo, and it is fast. I've been really happy with it, haven't had any issues. Full Exotek carbon fiber chassis kit with pretty much all Racing upgrades, a couple of GPMs, Racing bulkheads, Racing rear wheel drive conversion kits, Racing tie rods, and arms, steering angles, Racing, the upper and lower towers, or upper towers or lower bulkheads. Everything's pretty much yeah racing but the shocks and this mid shock tower. So bottom's all orange screws. I really enjoyed that. Just kind of added with the touch, and that's about it. I hope this helps with other people in their Sprint 2s on the tune. Just tried to go through what I've got my car set up at and what's helping me hold sideways. I'll post a small video of me drifting it at my custom track I built for me and my son too, so you can see this thing holding sideways. So again, not sponsored by mommy and daddy. Orion RC, this is R. Smith, out.